It's not a matter of if a couple will encounter problems, it's a matter of when. When we look at many of the problems that we're experiencing in our society, it points directly back to the family unit. A mom and a dad bring together in a home what children need to thrive.
It's the catalyst, it's the core, it's the foundation. And today, I think we have a struggle, we have a fight. Marriages are able to help communities be stronger. My wife, Miko, and I have been involved in the coaching ministry for about 2 years now.
So the Hannahs, we met them through marriage ministry.
How everything started was we got married. Like most couples, everything seemed fine. And you just start living life. Working, kids, and you start neglecting the most important person to you. And that's what started happening with my wife and I.
I struggled to communicate how I was feeling. Did mention some needs that weren't getting met. You could feel the division in the house during that time.
The old saying is you don't know what you have till it's gone or till you about to lose it is so true. We just wasn't communicating, you know, and a lot of part had to do with I wasn't home. I wasn't giving her any affection, and of course my response was, well, I'm going to work, I'm a provider. So me making sure the lights on is great, but she wouldn't mind if we was in the dark as long as we were together.
I had an affair for like a year. I was looking for help, but I couldn't find any help. But like nobody could relate to how I felt. I mean, of course I had friends that said, well, just do what you feel, but what I was feeling was not right. I know I was destined to be with Chris, but at the time, I didn't feel like I wanted to. Chris was always praying for me, always talking about scripture. He wouldn't stop pursuing me regardless of what I was doing. I didn't want my kids to see me that way. It got out of hand, really, so. And I had to wake up and say, this is not how I want to live.
I looked at my upbringing from a single mom household. And I just saw that what we was going through had much of a greater impact than just my wife and I. I saw the greater, bigger picture that it affects generations down the line. So we went to counseling, and of course she signed us up for the marriage class.
They taught us how to communicate better and how to express myself and how to explain how I was feeling.
Having these classes was just like a continuing education. It gave me the opportunity to say how my day was and listen to your day. We always talk about we don't have time, but you always have time for what you truly value. Those 10 minutes a day or every other day, to me, is what really pivoted our marriage.
Today, things are great. We're coaching other couples. I feel like being a coach has kept the tools in the house. We have communicated our wants and needs. I'm intentional about how I treat him.
God chose my marriage, just like he chose Job. You know, hey, have you took a look at Cresha and Cresha? Test their marriage and see what they would do. I think that's what kept me so steadfast, because I just believe that we was going through this for a greater purpose. Without the church support, these classes, a great group of friends and relatives, the success of my marriage wouldn't be possible. You know, they saved one marriage, and hopefully through my wife and I, we can save another and another.
To understand that Live the Life came into their marriage. And what the enemy meant for evil and destruction, God is going to get some glory.
Obviously, this ministry is important to them. They've been consistently faithful in leading couples into matrimony.
Tonight, we hosted our marriage coaches. Our primary function is to strengthen marriages and families. The way we do that is we empower local churches to establish, develop, and grow self-sufficient, sustainable marriage ministries.
The Culture of Freedom Initiative allows a married couple to truly find at its core what matters the most.
Thank you so much, the Culture of Freedom Initiative. We would not be able to impact marriages for God's glory without your help.
From the bottom of our hearts, we'd like to say thank you.
I think just by preserving my marriage and loving my wife and making sure that I'm there for my kids, it just changed my family legacy. So thank you.